Hi, we're going to cover a series of questions today regarding the maintenance of cladding. By all means, if you've got any other questions that we don't cover, then drop us a line or give us a phone call and we'll do what we can to try and help you out. Regarding the maintenance of thermowood, there is no maintenance as such. If it got dirty at ground level through mud splashes, then clearly just use soapy water and then wash it off in the normal way. But other than that, the cladding is perfectly fine. If you have it as a painted finish or a charred finish, then maybe at some point you might want to freshen that up at some point in the future. We can supply you with the relevant colour coats or a black sealer if you're in the case of charring. But other than that, there isn't any other additional maintenance you need to do. It's put it up and leave it. Regarding durability on the timber, in the case of thermowoods, you're looking at, for the softwoods, around about 20 years. The hardwoods are a lot higher, normally about 30 years, 30 plus years, depending on whether you have the Iroko, the thermally modified Iroko. But as far as durability goes, there's no impact on the durability at all as it weathers. The weathering is all about the oxidation on the surface. That's why you get the greying of the surface. If you actually scratch that surface, you'd see the natural, the new colour back underneath it again. So the last thing you need to worry about is the durability of the material. Timber cladding in general can last 20, 30, 40 years. It just really depends on the environment that it's in and how it's been installed and the quality of the material, really. As I said with a previous question, the durability of it is going to last between 20 or 30 years plus. But it doesn't mean at that point all of a sudden it turns to dust and falls off. It's really a question of if it's got the right profile on it and the rain's running off it and it's not constantly subjected to really bad weather, which, let's face it, in this country that's going to vary from one day to the next, then you haven't got any worries on that front at all. As far as cladding is concerned, you can always be painted. What colour you choose, we have a variety of colours that we use. We use a flexible paint so that allows for any subtle movements in the timber. Providing the surface is not machined smooth, because you have a mill glaze on the surface of cladding if it's been properly machined, and that closes the surface pore structure, which then is not going to allow any paint to adhere to it properly. So it's about proper preparation, but we do all that properly here in the factory anyway. And that's the main reason why people say, oh, why does my cladding, my paint's just peeling off, I don't want it. Well, that's because, generally speaking, it's either on a very flexible timber where it's expanding and contracting and the paint that's applied to it can't cope with that movement in the timber. That's generally a problem with softwoods or cheaper softwoods, and therefore the paint will start to peel and the weather gets behind it. If you use a stable piece of timber, like the thermowoods, for example, then we would brush the surface and then apply a colour coat to it, and you don't have any issues then with the flexure, because it's very small amounts of movement, so you don't have an issue with that, and the paint stays on almost indefinitely.